The overlooked foe is often the most dangerous. Last Saturday, on June the 1st, Anthony Joshua suffered a shock defeat to Mexico's Andy Ruiz Jr. The upset came in the 7th round as Joshua was deemed unable to continue. There were very few people who expected Ruiz to put up any kind of fight, with fans dismissing his chances right from the get-go. But to those hardcore boxing fans, Ruiz was always a formidable opponent. Ruiz has great speed and skills, which is a dangerous mix, especially up at the heavyweight ranks. While a small few knew not to judge a book by its cover, the vast majority of fans around the world slated Ruiz, with some even comparing him to the kid from Up. That brings us to the question, why did Andy Ruiz Jr. beat Anthony Joshua? Sun Tzu once said, "It is that good warriors take their stance on ground where they cannot lose, and do not overlook conditions that make an opponent prone to defeat." Last Saturday, the conditions that would bring a defeat for Anthony Joshua were overlooked. It was his first ever time fighting outside of the United Kingdom, and the fight was promoted less as a fight and more as a welcoming party. He seemed unprepared and unconditioned to defeat Ruiz. Ruiz dropped him twice in the 3rd round, and twice in the 7th. The first knockdown came just after Joshua had knocked Ruiz down with a left hook, with Ruiz fighting fire with fire and clipping Joshua at the top of the head. The shot was very similar to the shot Dillian Whyte landed on Joshua back in 2015. It seemed every time Joshua scored a convincing blow, he would open himself up looking to take out Ruiz, while in the meantime exposing himself to Ruiz's counters. It was a great performance from Ruiz. He boxed well with sharp jabs to the body to tire down Joshua. But while the reason for Joshua's loss does seem to be due to a great effort by Ruiz, there are some fans who have pointed out inconsistencies throughout the whole night. Firstly, Joshua was late coming out of his dressing room, later clarified by Joshua himself, who said it was to deal with a problem with his groin protector. However, it is nonetheless uncharacteristic from Joshua. Secondly, Joshua was seen throughout the announcements grinding on his gum shields, and while it may simply be a common exercise to warm up the jaws, we don't often see Joshua bite down on his gum shields like he did last Saturday night. Thirdly, the instructions from the corner were very questionable. In a heavyweight champion bout, you'd expect the coach to have a more advanced understanding of how the fight is going. But Joshua's coach, Robert McCracken, gave out simple orders such as throw the left and the right, and be busier, which in some people's eyes was terrible advice. As Joshua had just been hurt badly, being busier would be exactly what not to do. Feedback such as keeping Ruiz at the end of the jab, keeping his right hand up while throwing the left hook, and not to go crazy when he lands a big shot would have helped out Joshua much better. But because of the poor, basic, tactical advice, along with incorrect preparation, Joshua was left asking questions in the corner, even asking, "Why do I feel like this?" at the end of the 2nd round, along with asking what shot he got hit with. While Joshua insists that there was nothing wrong with him beforehand, fans can't help but guess there's something he's not telling us. Especially when you consider that Anthony Joshua's father can be seen waving his hands and condemning Eddie Hearn after the fight, as if he was blaming Eddie for putting Joshua in the ring that night. Along with the fact that Joshua's face seemed banged up and bruised during fight week, it's hard not to assume that Joshua did not come into the ring 100% ready. Joshua was classy in the aftermath, congratulating Ruiz on his achievement. Ruiz became the first ever Mexican heavyweight champion in history, and in the process gained many fans around the world. Only Joshua knows why he couldn't perform in his debut at the Mecca of boxing. It could have been the pressure that comes along with retaining an undefeated record. It might have been the nice guy act he fell for in the build-up to the fight, or maybe Ruiz really is just that great. There is a rematch clause written in the contract, which means a rematch is most likely to happen by year's end. This fight for Joshua is now a must-win. The true measure of Anthony Joshua is not the depth to which he falls to, it's the height to which he jumps back to. What do you think went wrong for Anthony Joshua last Saturday night? Let us know in the comments section below. Also, make sure you subscribe to The Fight Game for more videos like this.